What does it take to disrupt the software industry, an industry growing and evolving so quickly? Is it time? Is it money? Is it innovation? Is it a great product? Does it take blunt recklessness or careful consideration? What about having vision, passion, and dedication? What about breaking the rules? It takes all of that. But above all, it takes a vibrant community. A community of dedicated and creative people. A community with unparalleled ingenuity and efficiency. From manufacturing industries to service industries. From field services to accounting firms. From retail to e-commerce. From NGOs to education. From small companies to large corporations. Together, we move mountains. This is what makes Odoo unique. A passionate community. Millions of open source developers, partners, and users working together towards a common goal. Making companies a better place, one app at a time. This is how we improve everyone's work life. This is how we give people the tools to do more in less time. This is how, as a community, we disrupt industries. So it's no surprise that we all gather year after year to discuss our future. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Odoo founder, Fabien Pinckaers.
Welcome everyone, welcome to this day 2 of Odoo Experience. I'm Fabien, I'm the founder of Odoo, and I'm very happy to see you here today. Yesterday was amazing. We've had over 250,000 views on our YouTube channels. Wow! For a B2B software, it's great. But it is nothing compared to what we will see today. This session is about the strategy and how Odoo innovates to disrupt a market. And when we think about innovation we should bring to the product, we are not thinking about management software. We don't create software for managers only. Instead, we create software for the people at work. And this is how we transform companies. If you make your employee happy, they will make your customers more happy. If you make your employees more productive, they will make your company more competitive. It seems simple, but it's actually very complex to do. Because people need tools that are, at the same time, powerful, easy, and very fast. And at Odoo, as we are laser focused on this mission, we push the boundaries of what's possible. We have spent years building the best product, innovative applications for employees to achieve more in less time. Never ever before a software has had such an impact on companies using it. Wow, this is a worldwide impact, huge. And let's have a look at the impact. And let's have a look at the impact through the eyes of the number of jobs we created together with the community. Let's start with our company, Odoo. We reached a major milestone this year, 1,000 plus jobs. Actually, we have 1,100 jobs. Wow. People that worked on improving the product, creating the best accounting software ever, the best CRM, website builder. We have consultants, we disrupted the way we deliver implementation service. That is, you can get the top 200 people of the company. They all transform our company so that it became what it is today. And I'd like to thank you, and I'd like to thank all of them for that. But that's not all. I believe we are nothing compared to the 41,800 jobs that are people working for 3,000 partners worldwide. And these guys are delivering services to our customer. Without them, we would be nothing. Because of them, companies can use Odoo very easily, efficiently. They also produced a lot of community applications so that you can get the application you need on the App Store. But that's not all. In addition to the 41,000 people working for partners, we also have an extra 35,000 people. That's something we expect. We don't have exact numbers. Working for the community, not for official partner. And these guys also contributed a lot to do, whether it's on GitHub or Transifex or the service they delivered to their friends, or they helped transform the market and create Odoo of what it is today. So all in all, it's a total of 76,000 jobs that we created together. Wow, that is huge. But that's nothing compared to the 6.6 millions of regular users of our software. Can you imagine? 6.6 million people who have a better way to work because they use Odoo. That is a massive impact, and that's just the beginning. So together we disrupt the market. And I'd like to thank you, the community, for that. Without you, those things wouldn't have been possible. Without you, we wouldn't have created a strong product, a product that has an accounting software that works in all the countries. It's because of your feedback, because of the collaboration we had with you on GitHub, on Transifex, on the translation, that we built such a massively good product. Without you, we wouldn't have a service offer all around the world. Now you can contact an Odoo partner from everywhere. We are in 150 countries. And you will have a quality service. We defined an implementation methodology together. Without you, nobody would know Odoo, because the strongest marketing, what makes Odoo what it is today, what created the brand of Odoo, is word of mouth. It's because of you, our customers, our users, our partners, because we created software that makes you happy, that people started to know about Odoo. And that is huge. I believe I have 20 people working in the marketing department of Odoo. That's basically nothing, but still we have millions of users because people are happy, and when people are happy, they promote your brand. So thank you, Abel, for helping us bringing Odoo where it is today. And that is very important because without us, the market would be these guys. And I have a small video of Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle, during a preceding Open World conference, Oracle Open World conference.
I'm not sure how many people know, but we are by far and away the largest provider of cloud ERP systems on the planet Earth. Nobody remotely close. We have, in Fusion applications alone, we have 6,000 customers, 4,000 of whom are live and using the system. And that's not including our mid-market product offering, NetSuite, which has another 15,000 customers. When looking at cloud ERP systems, our closest competitor in terms of market leadership claims to have a few hundred customers. That's their claim. Those are their statistics.
Okay, let's do the math. 6,000 customers for Oracle Fusion, 15,000 customers for NetSuite. That's a total of 21,000 customers. By the way, I don't know how they do to have only 4,000 that actually use the system amongst the 6,000 that pays. So there is 2,000 customers, 1/3 of their customers, who pay something that they don't use. Strange. Whatever. At Odoo, we have 21,000 plus customers. That is big. Of course, the video of Oracle was a few months ago, so they probably have more or close to that today. But let's not forget about the fact that that is only the paying customer. If we include the community, we have 6.6 million of users. That is the power of a community. We explode everything else on the market in terms of number of users. And that is huge. Sorry, Larry. But that's not all. Let's have a look at what else he has to say.
So we have a complete suite. We have a complete suite for everything. We have more SaaS applications than any other cloud provider.
Okay, there is like 30 applications on this slide. With Odoo, in addition to the 60 official application, core application, we have 26,000 plus applications in our App Store. It's the largest app store in the world for businesses. The second one is Salesforce App Exchange. It's 3,600 apps only. That is the power of community. Together, we created something that fits everyone's business needs, the biggest app store ever done. And the majority of these apps are open source. That's a good service for our customer. Let's continue.
So we have a complete suite for supply chain and manufacturing, where as far as I know, we're the only cloud supplier of supply chain manufacturing systems in the world. Other people have tried to build them, but as far as I know, we're the only one that's delivering supply chain and manufacturing systems in the cloud.
Okay, I have nothing to say about that. I mean, do you know that we have not only a supply chain, an MRP, but also quality management, planning, PLM, maintenance, and with our IoT box, we are the first fully out-of-the-box Industry 4.0 solution. Okay, I believe they didn't see us coming. I mean, we are growing so fast with you, the community, that even the top leaders don't even know what we are doing. But we are introducing something even bigger today. And let's have a look at Odoo 14, or new version.
All right. The best all-in-one app suite to manage a business just got even better. Odoo 14 brings you a whole load of new and improved features for the apps you know and love. Here is a selection of my favorite ones. Let's make a website with our new website builder, shall we? We'll use this theme. This picture from the free library is perfect. Let's compress it for better image optimization. Now it's perfect. Purple for this theme fits nicely. Let's keep going. Look at that. The illustrations recolor themselves according to your theme colors. And the shapes bring your website's design to life in just one click. It's cool, right? Yeah, I like that too. Now, about our events. We can now create online events. Attendees can make a selection of talks they'd like to add to their list of favorites. And they can also interact with other attendees in meeting rooms. But it's time to get to work. To start recording my current activity, we press the corresponding hotkey. Or we can create a new one if needed. Being paperless isn't the future, it is the present. With documents, you take it to another level. Here we have a single PDF containing all our last vendor bills. We mail it to our database. To split the bills, we use the PDF cutter. These pages stay together, and I do not need these two. Let's send them to our accounting. The journal entry is already pre-filled thanks to Odoo's AI-powered invoice recognition system. This incredible OCR technology also works with expenses. Here's a business meal receipt. Odoo even recognizes the category of the expense. Ah, I love this part. Let's say we want to put this report in a spreadsheet. What should we do? Import? Export? Nope. We now have a powerful spreadsheet app integrated to Odoo. Don't even need to start from scratch. We can select the appropriate spreadsheet template and let the magic happen. Speaking of magic, we have to clean up the opportunities in the CRM. And voila, no more duplicates. I think you'll be pleased to know that CRM now handles opportunities with recurring revenues. Many of us work with Outlook. We've got good news. Odoo for Outlook gives the best of both worlds and bridges your mailbox with your Odoo database. And the calendars? Well, they are synchronized too. Scheduling appraisals is now easier than ever. And requesting peer feedback is a child's play. This leads us to rediscover surveys. With a live session, you get your attendees' answers in real time. Nice! Coffee wins this round. With this extra shot of coffee, let's check how the table's production is going on. Oh no! We don't have enough components to fulfill this manufacturing order in time. Well, let's give it the highest priority. Also, the customer requested that we add 2 drawers. Let's add the necessary components to the order on the fly. As easy as that. Managing our inventory with barcodes is better than ever. We get precise information about each operation, and adjusting quantities is quite simple with these convenient buttons. See how preparing this batch picking for 2 different packages was a walk in the park? While making a quotation for a customer, it is quite useful to check the stock availability and the forecasted stock. This forecast relies on accurate data. On any purchase order, we can check the reliability of the vendor based on previous orders, but also mail them automatically before the planned delivery date. In this email, the vendor is prompted to confirm or update the order's delivery date. Well, all this made me hungry. With the product configurator integrated into the point of sale, it is easy to select variants. Also, it is now possible to add a tip after having authorized the payment. Odoo. Intuitive design is what you get, for ease of use is what you deserve.
That is the best release ever. And it's funny because in Odoo 13, we released 13 different applications, new applications. In this one, Odoo 14, there is only 1 new application. Yet, I think it's the best release we ever done. It's so perfect. The improvements in usability, on making the system fast, on the ability for users to do more, the improvements we did on existing applications are so big that I believe there will be more impact on this version than Odoo 13 of last year. Okay, so now we have this great new product. What's next? How do we do to get to the 10,000 employees at Odoo and the 1 million of users in the Odoo community within the next years? Let's start with the product. First, we will focus on features that attract more users rather than more revenues. And I have to apologize about that because I think it's a mistake I did for Odoo 13. For Odoo 13, we developed some features that do not attract more users, like in-app purchase or new applications for job referrals, that were there to create more revenues with new applications. And I think it was a mistake. I think our core value should be to make everything easier and faster so that we attract more users rather than focusing on getting more revenues. Revenue and profit should be a byproduct of having a good software. The only thing that matters is having the perfect software. So as of now and for the future, we'll focus on improving existing applications rather than creating more new applications. And in terms of focus, we try to be the leader of every application. So we want to be, and we actually already have the best software in the CRM. We have the best accounting in the world. We have the best website builder as of Odoo 14, not before. We have the best timesheet and ERP, manufacturing app. We are not the best in every application, but on those apps, we are the best ones. And we want people to be able to choose one application only. We want an accountant to use Odoo just for accounting. And we focus on being the best on each application rather than being the best on each industry, as opposed to most of the ERPs you will find on the market. They want to be the best on an industry like healthcare or hospital or aeronautics. We want to be the best on each app. We want to be the best accounting software, the best CRM, the best website builder. That is what our focus is about. And the third thing we'll do in the product is to invest in open source and the community. Odoo community is very important. If we are here today, it's because of the community and because of Odoo community, the product, that created millions of users. A massive market has been created by these free products. So we'll continue to invest so that Odoo community remains the #1 open source management software in pretty much every area, whether it's website builder, CRM, e-commerce, ERP, MRP, project management. Our goal is to build the best open source software on all these areas. It has been a success in the past. It will define a success in the future too. That was for the products. About the strategy of our company. Our focus remains the same. If there is one thing that is more important than everything else, is getting a high value for a user at an affordable price. High value means a product that is easy to use, fast, that fits all your business needs, that allows your employee to do more in less time. That is what we focus about. At an affordable price, the price of the subscription should remain low. We should never ask ourselves if we can increase the price. We should always ask ourselves if we can decrease the price. But we will also work on the price of the service. How can we do implementation cheaper? How can we improve the way we maintain our existing customer? And this is our focus. This is more important than everything else, more important than profits, more important than marketing. This is where we put our money, improving the software and making sure that we are able to deliver it at a low price. But there is another opportunity, and it's the mid-market and corporate. This is a massive opportunity. Historically, Odoo started with the small and mid-sized companies, and we have been very successful on the small and big-sized company. But since a few years, we have a lot of corporates coming to us to use Odoo. And I believe we sell contracts with thousands of users every week now. So the corporate market is very important for Odoo. So we'll continue to focus on SMEs, but now we have a new opportunity, it's the cherry on the cake, I would say, which are the corporate markets. And let's have a look at why Odoo can really disrupt this market, which is full of large players. And it all depends on the positioning. And to understand that, you have to think about what matters for a customer who is choosing an ERP. What is important for a buyer? And if you have to select an ERP, there are 6 criteria that are critical for your decision. One is the branding. You will select SAP because everybody knows SAP, it's famous, it's a secure solution. The other one is the industry. If you cover a lot of industry, healthcare, aeronautics, buyers are looking for software that are active in their industry. And then it's the feature. Everyone has a long list of features, and the more your software covers, check the box, the more chances you have to win the contract. And then we have the technical quality. Are you able to adapt the software to a specific need? The pricing, especially in these difficult times, having a low price is very important. And the user experience. That is new. 5 to 10 years ago, nobody was looking at user experience. But today, even the buyers at corporates or the CEOs, they all have an iPhone in their pockets, so they are very sensible to having a great user experience. So let's have a look at how our competitors position themselves on these value propositions. And let's start with SAP. SAP is a strong brand. It's very famous in the ERP world. It's perceived as being a good choice and so on, so very good branding. They cover 26 industries, so it's very good. They cover a lot of industries. In terms of feature, they do a lot of things, from sale, purchase, accounting, manufacturing, and so on. But they don't do all the modern feature, I would say. So if you need a point of sale, or an e-commerce, or social marketing, or mass mailing, or a business intelligence, you will have to integrate different tools in the software. They don't do that out of the box. So in features, they are a bit lower than the rest, because they cover the traditional ERP features, but not the new ones. Technical quality is quite bad. It takes time, it takes weeks or months to customize the software. The pricing, I believe, is around $180 per user and per month. So it's very expensive, I would say. So the value of the pricing is low, and the user experience is not that good. Have a look at the failed implementations or what people say on social media about them. The users are not very happy. So this is the value proposition of SAP. And we can do the same for pretty much every actor on the market. So let's have a look at Microsoft Dynamics. This is the value proposition of Dynamics 365, and we can add NetSuite from Oracle. This is the positioning of NetSuite. And the thing which is interesting here is that pretty much every actor of the industry, they follow the same path like this. They follow this value proposition. And if we have a look at Odoo, we actually have not a better positioning, but a different one. And this is the positioning of Odoo. Our branding is very low compared to the others. I mean, we have 20 people working in the marketing department. It's not that much. We don't have a focus per industry. We want to be the leader per application, but not by industries. But in feature, we are much higher. Not only we do all the traditional ERP features, but we also do social marketing, e-commerce, mass mailing, point of sales, everything you expect for a modern management software. Technical quality is very high. You can improve and customize the software very easily. You can use Studio to create new fields or develop new features in just a few hours or days. Our pricing, 18 euro per user per month, in Europe at least, is very good compared to the others. It's 7 times lower than the rest of the market, so the value of the pricing is high. And the user experience explodes every other ERP, but it's not perfect. I mean, we still have a lot of room for improvements. It's not at the same level of, I would say, a simple iPad application. So I believe the user experience is good, but not perfect. And that is the positioning of Odoo. So our strength is not to be better than the others. Our strength is to be different than the others. And the good thing is, the corporate, they are looking for positioning like Odoo. I mean, more and more, the buyer gets smarter and smarter, and they look at the feature, the technical quality, the pricing, and the UX when they select a software. And more, the impact of the branding gets lower, right? So our position is extremely good to attract corporates. Having said that, do you know what is our strategy? Where should we invest? Should we invest in branding or user experience? What do you think? Write in the chat. Would you prefer that we invest in branding or industries or user experience? We should not invest in branding in industries. Nobody can be the best in the world. That would be fool to think that we will be better than everyone else. You can be different, but you cannot be better on everything. So what we will actually do is to focus and over-invest on UX and pricing to increase the difference with the competitors. And in the meantime, we continue to under-invest in branding and industries. By doing that, we'll increase the difference with our competitors, and we will increase the value we provide to our customer at a lower price. This is exactly aligned with our core focus. Okay, let's continue. What are the challenges for the next years? One is keeping an open and community spirit is a huge challenge. I mean, the community evolved a lot. A few years ago, the community was our developers. Lots of developers helping us to develop modules, to do pull requests. We got feedback from them. That was the community of Odoo, developers. And then the community moved to, and we enlarged the community with business partners. Now we had companies selling the software, thinking about business rather than development. And then the community changed. And then we had millions of users. So now our community also includes users, final users. But that's not all. Recently, we have a new community. We have a community of teachers. And what's important is that we keep a place for everyone in this community. We have to continue providing a value for all these communities. It's not only a single community on Odoo. We have to provide value to the community. Free e-learnings, free events, collaboration that is transparent on GitHub, on Transifex. We have to be sure that Odoo community stays the #1 open source management software. So that is a massive challenge because the community is evolving, so we have to evolve with the community and continue delivering what they expect from a leader. And the first challenge is, within the next 5 years, there will be 400,000 jobs created on Odoo. Between the developers creating features for customers, between the salespeople addressing the market, or the consultant servicing customers and clients, we have 400,000 people to train. So it's important that we build a relationship with universities, with the business games and content that we provide for the teachers so that we train the new students. We need to create an e-learning platform and improve the e-learning platform for the community. And everything has to be free so that we can train these hundreds of thousands of people. We need books, methodologies, and everything so that we are sure that the 400,000 people that we have in our partner network have the good resource so that they provide a good service. And the second challenge is we need to keep innovating. That is probably the success of Odoo. Years after years, version after version, we have pushing the boundaries of what's feasible, and we have always innovated a lot. It started with the product. Version after version, the product gets much, much better. We are evolving faster than any other player on the market. But we not only innovated in the product, we also innovated in the development model. Only a very few companies in the world work in an open mindset like we do. We have an open source software. We work with the community on GitHub, on Transifex. We have a lot of contributors, probably one of the biggest projects all around the world. We do have hundreds of people giving us feedback, pull requests, so that the product improves because of them. And that is a huge competitive advantage. We also innovated in our implementation services. So we released a book last year about the way we recommend partners to implement their services. This year we have updated it with the feedback we get from the partner or from the customer, always with the idea of better serving clients, at a lower price. We innovated in the marketing. Obviously, we don't have the budget of our competitors. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars in ads and marketing and so on. That is not our strategy. Our strategy is word of mouth. Building a community, make them happy, and because of that, they will talk about Odoo. And once you start to have millions of users, like we do, that is a very good branding strategy. And there is one area where we did not innovate yet, and I wanted to fix that for years, and now it's the right time. It's one area where we still have customer who struggles. It's not perfect. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not perfect. And this area is the maintenance. We see that after years, some customers using Odoo for 3 or 4 years, not all of them are efficient at managing their technical debt. Not all of them have upgraded. We still see a lot of customers stuck on old version 4, 5, or 6 years ago. We still see customers who do not have the reactivity they would like to get from their partners, because some partners do the majority of their job at working on new projects, not maintaining existing projects. So this is an area where we wanted to innovate to be sure that, as opposed to the rest of the market, our customers continuously evolve with Odoo, get great service over the long term. And that is the maintenance contract that we included in our Odoo Enterprise contract. So now we defined what is the base service level agreement. We defined a way so that you have only one contract with your Odoo Enterprise plus the maintenance service that includes everything: upgrades of the standard and your customization, support and bug fix of the standard and your customization under a single contract, with the service provided by the partner but guaranteed by Odoo SA, so that whatever you have, we always have Odoo on your back to help you if needed. That is something new. We have a talk dedicated to it, so I'll let you check into the details if you want. But I believe it's a very good innovation to be sure that our customers will improve efficiently in the future. That is good. And then the third challenge is we need to keep getting an open spirit and community. That is a huge challenge. It's not easy because we have people from all around the world. We share different cultures. We come from different countries. We have different expectations in the software. So you have to satisfy everyone and provide them the tools they need to do their job. And to enlighten this, I have a customer testimonial to show you today. And we used to show you customer testimonial in English because that's the most used language in the world, after China. But this time we'll do an exception. This time we'll do an exception to show you the open nature of Odoo. And I will show you an Arabic customer. And you will see how good it is for Odoo to have all the system from right to left. It's quite funny when you see the screens. Let's have a look at what they have to say.
אנחנו ההייטק של הלואו-טק. אנחנו עושים פה דברים באמת מדהימים. החברה הזאת הוקמה ב-1986. התחלנו בתור מתקני כיסאות. לאט לאט השתדרגנו והפכנו להיות מפתחים של כיסאות ויצרנים של כיסאות. בהמשך נכנסנו לתחומים נוספים, ציוד ואביזרים לרכבי 4x4, מערכות מתלב, מיגונים, אגושים, כננות. אנחנו היום יוצרים ומייצאים לכל רחבי הגלובוס. חברה ישראלית, כחול לבן. אנחנו המותג הכי גדול בישראל בתחומים שאנחנו עוסקים בהם. יש לנו מיזמים משותפים עם גופים ענקיים בעולם. אחד מהם אפילו אני חושב שהתקציב השנתי שלו הוא גדול מהתקציב של מדינת ישראל. תוכנת האודו יודעת לתת מענה מושלם לכל המעטפת שתחבר לנו בסופו של יום את התהליך מרצפת הייצור דרך המערך הלוגיסטי למערך המחירות עד ללקוח שבעצם יבצע את רכישות המוצרים שלנו בכל העולם.
הדבר הנוסף הוא שבסוף התוכנה הזאת, האודו, כמו שאנחנו יודעים לעשות במחלקת כיסאות את האפיון ואת ההתאמות ללקוח, אנחנו רואים את זה בהודו שהם בסוף יושבים איתנו, מאפיינים מה הצורך שלנו ונותנים לזה פתרון. ואחד היכולות של הודו באמת זה הגמישות והשינויים שהם יודעים להשתנות לתוך מה שהמערכת צריכה ולא לפי מה שנוח להם.
כיום התוכנה עובדת, גם הלוגיסטיקה וגם ה-ERP עובד, התוכנה יוצאת דופן, ידידותית, נוחה לשימוש. להטמיע תוכנה חדשה זה אירוע מורכב, אירוע לא פשוט, וליילנטק עושים את זה בצורה יוצאת דופן.
הודו נותן לנו ומאפשר לנו להבדיל ממה שהיה לפני זה, היכולת שלי להבין את המלאי בכל זמן נתון, שזה משהו שלא הייתי יכול לעקוב אחריו בתור מנהל של חטיבה שצריך לדאוג שהם מלאים כל הזמן ושלא יחסר שום דבר. דבר נוסף זה היכולת של המחירות, שעד היום היינו יכולים להוציא את זה רק דרך סוף חודש של חשבוניות, והיום אני יודע לעקוב גם כל סוכן שלנו מה נמכר, מה לא נמכר.
יש פה הרבה מאוד תהליכים של חדשנות, כמו שימוש בחומרים מיוחדים, פתרונות שהם פתרונות חדשניים, פתרונות אחרים. העולם הופך להיות הרבה יותר מתקדם, הרבה יותר טכנולוגי, הרבה יותר דיגיטלי. אודו תומך את זה בצורה מושלמת. הדבר הקריטי זה הקשב והרצון של החברה שסיפקה לך להצליח בהטמעה. יש לי מילים טובות מאוד וחמות מאוד להגיד לחברת ליילנטק, נוח, נעים לנו וכיף לנו לעבוד איתם. תקופה כזאת של קורונה ושל המשמעויות, בעצם נכנסים למציאות חדשה, אנחנו מתרגלים למציאות חדשה, והחיבור הזה שהתוכנה יודעת לתת לנו בערבו של יום, זה בעצם מענה מושלם לכל מה שאנחנו רצינו.
And every time I see a customer story like that, it reminds me a question a customer asked me a few years ago. Do you know what makes the difference between Odoo and traditional ERPs? Do you know? Odoo users are happy. And I like that question because it summarizes everything we do or positioning in just one sentence. And in order to conclude, in order to thank you, the community, for everything you have done for us, for following us years after year, despite the fact that it's not always easy, and for the future, we'll have to transform the market together for the good. In order to conclude and thank you, the committee, I'd like to ask one of my friends to tell the final words.
So by working together, your good ideas, our good ideas, we can deliver the next generation of SaaS applications in the cloud. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. And I'd like to call Amy Caroline to tell you about the next session we'll have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Fabien, and thanks to all of you out there for joining us for this historic online-only Odoo experience. It's pretty amazing what we've been able to accomplish this year. And in just moments, you'll be able to access more than 90, and yes, 90, talks and workshops for the second and last day of the Odoo experience. I wish it could last forever, but sadly it can't. You can take that up with the boss, Fabien. If you are wondering where to see these talks, you can go to the event's webpage, click on the talks section. You can search through the talks you're interested in, and then you can just click on the title, and you'll be directed there instantly. It's as easy as pie. And if you've missed some of the talks you're interested in, don't worry, we're going to publish everything on our YouTube channel directly after the event. So you'll be able to watch any and all of the talks in your own time. How convenient. This year, we are so happy to be hosting a plethora of world-renowned experts who are going to be covering a wide range of topics. We will have discussions geared toward developers as well as industries. We will have functional and business conferences, workshops, and customer testimonials. But not only that, we will also have more than 50 exhibitors who you can meet by going to the exhibitors section of the event's webpage. I would also like to remind everyone that we have some fun little quizzes at the end of each talk, so be sure you answer the questions, earn some points, and you have the chance to win some super sweet Odoo shoes. That's right, we're going to be giving away Odoo shoes this year. You get some shoes, you get some shoes, you get some shoes. But seriously, we're giving away 8 pairs of shoes every half hour. Isn't that insane? That's 240 pairs of shoes in 2 days. Yes, it is crazy, but we're doing that just for you. I would also like to encourage everyone to show off your Odoo knowledge and share your thoughts, feelings, and opinions via Twitter using hashtag Odoo Experience. You can also go to the community section of the event's webpage and create a room where you can meet and interact with other Odoo experts from all around the world. It's truly a great place to learn about the new features we have designed just for you. Lastly, I'd just like to reiterate how excited I am about this year's event. The Odoo experience is unlike any other event because we can offer up to months of critical knowledge from industry-leading experts in just 2 days. It's truly amazing. So I encourage you all to search the talks, listen to respected experts share their stories and advice, and also interact with other Odooers via Twitter and on the community section of the webpage. Now we will have Antoine, a cartoonist who is going to recap Fabien's keynote speech, and he will also give some presentations throughout the day and at the end of the day as well. Amy Caroline out.
Hello, I'm Antoine, and I'm going to give you a summary of the keynote presentation by Fabien this morning. You know, Fabien is the CEO and the founder of Odoo. And you know, what strikes me in his presentation is the feeling of amazing exponential growth of the whole thing. Now, there's one chart that summarizes it all, and this is this one. Okay, now, you can see the growth over time of world population. You see this in blue. And then in purple, you see the amount of jobs, of Odoo jobs. You know, that includes people working at Odoo SA, but also partners, people in the communities, end users, everyone involved working on with Odoo. And you can see that basically today it's already a big number of people. But I understand from Fabien's presentation that the expectation for growth are just amazing. And then it will keep increasing over time, again and again. well, we could even imagine that by 2050 there might be a problem where the number of Odoo jobs would exceed the world population. Okay, but anyway, the main point, the main information here is that the growth is amazing. Something big and huge is happening. This was in Fabien's own words. But then we get into a mystery, and the mystery is, how is it possible that this amazing growth gets unnoticed by the current big players, or at least by those who pretend to be the big players? Okay? For example, the guy from Oracle, the poor Larry, okay, claiming and bragging about we are the biggest, we are the number one, we are the only one, etc., etc. You can see that at Odoo, people take some distance from that speech. They're not too impressed, obviously, about this. Okay, so how come that a guy like Larry is saying something, is ignoring what's happening into the market? And actually, the explanation lies in the strategy of Odoo, as it was outlined by Fabien this morning. And actually, let me show you this concept here, this chart. And I find this one of the most effective visual representation of a strategy I've ever seen. This is fantastic. You should get your copyright on this and make a product out of this. It's an amazing visual representation of strategy. You can see on the bottom, a number of criteria that companies can use to differentiate themselves in the RP market. Branding, industries, by this, we mean producing specific software for each industry, features, technical quality, pricing, and users' experience. What I've understand from Fabien's presentation is that most companies, the big ones, they focus on branding and industry-specific products. That's the main strategy. When it comes to features, to technical quality, well, it's so-so. When it comes to pricing, this is amazing. It's completely expensive, and don't even mention user experience. Have you ever heard someone pleased with using NetSuite or something? Well, Odoo's strategy is just completely different. The investment in branding is very low. And very importantly, Odoo is not trying to do industry-specific modules. On the contrary, there's a lot of investment in features, in providing the best features you can think of, in ensuring top-level quality and technical quality. Also, in getting a very aggressive pricing, being always cheaper and cheaper, and also in making the experience of users amazing. So you can see that the strategy is completely different. And then no surprise that the market is not noticing, because they are so busy with focusing on branding and industry-specific software that they don't see what's happening with the rest of the features, of the rest of the characteristics. You could compare it to this situation where basically you have the big ones behaving or believing they are still the masters of the sea. Okay? But actually, in the background, something is happening, and this is happening. Odoo beneath the water, Odoo is all over the place. Now, if you don't like those military metaphors, if you want something a bit more eco-friendly, we can use another picture. These are the players you are used to see in the market, but actually a new generation is growing, and that's Odoo. It's all the players basically. Okay. We could summarize the whole thing into a statement that it's not from me, it's from Fabien. He says, we are not better, we are different. That's the whole strategy. It's a good one. By the way, it's my addition, because Fabien said we are not better. I think actually you are better as well, but don't be too shy, don't be too modest. Fabien just said we are not only better, we are different. That's the main point. By the way, you notice the art of Fabien in crafting those statements, those powerful phrases, those energizing statements. I love that. It's great. So let me show you a few more ones. For example, this one. Odoo is the ERP software for smart buyers. And indeed, when you understand the strategy of Odoo, focusing on user experience, focusing on pricing, if you are a sophisticated buyer of ERP into a sophisticated company, you don't care about branding so much. What you really care about are those issues of pricing and user experience. And therefore, Odoo is providing what sophisticated buyers want to buy. Another one. We transform companies by creating software for people. I've heard that so many times in Fabien's speech. It's all about creating things for people, designing software with people in mind, with users in mind. And what do people want? Well, they want something that is powerful, that is easy to use, and that goes fast. Okay? Now we are talking. Now we are talking. Also, Fabien is saying profit is a consequence of having an excellent product. So profit is not the main things we are pursuing when we develop new products. We try to create something that has more value for users, that makes life for users easier, that makes all users happy. And profit is a consequence. Because at Odoo, the whole point is to make users happy. And again, this focus on users, on the end user, is just amazing. I think that Fabien was saying there's very little investment in marketing and branding, and that's precisely the strategy. But another reason might be, my own guess, that Fabien is so strong in crafting branding and marketing ideas himself that he doesn't need a full department for doing it. And for example, another statement, Odoo 14, probably the best release ever. Short and efficient. Let's continue with, again, another one. And I love this one because actually it summarizes everything about the strategy of Odoo and about the focus and the vision of Odoo. It's all about delivering the best value at affordable price. And I remember, I take away from the presentation by Fabien, the constant push to reduce the price, to make it always cheaper, but also increasing the value and the effectiveness for the users. So the whole thing, however, would not be possible without everyone, without the whole community, okay? Without the partners, without the users, without the teachers, without the experts, without all those people that actually make up the Odoo community. And that was an interesting concept that Fabien brought in, which is, we're not just talking about the Odoo community, but we are talking about the Odoo communities. It's not just one community, it's a lot of communities. Teachers, users, partners, employees. In addition to that, there are people from so many different areas, so many different cultural backgrounds, so many different regions. So the Odoo community is actually made up of many communities, and it's thanks to all of those communities, it's thanks to you all that Odoo is able to do what it's doing today, and that is having this tremendous growth. So well done, and have a nice day. Ciao.